DoorDash drivers have been growing increasingly more mad over the years, and recently, Dasher anger has hit an all-time high. I mean, strikes are happening, people are leaving the platform in flocks, and all for a good reason, which is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. What's up guys, welcome to More Driven. My name is Blake Moore. On this channel, I cover all things gig work. That includes DoorDash, Uber, Uber Eats, Instacart, and any other apps I try. I try and give you guys everything I've learned over the past 6 years of my gig work experience. So hopefully you can make some more money along the way as well. So make sure you subscribe and let's get right into this. So I figured this out while I was actually in the hospital with my wife when she was giving birth to our baby. And it was when I was ordering DoorDash for us. Obviously, I was an exhausted, brand new father and we needed food. And it was like 11 o'clock at night or something like that. So we decided to order DoorDash. We chose Taco Bell to get. And this is what kind of spurred this entire video. Because the stuff that I figured out from this is actually pretty shocking. And it gives a very solid reason as to why DoorDash drivers are really mad right now. So let me take you guys through what we ordered. We just ordered a Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco. And then I got a sauce packet with that. And then a cheesy double beef burrito and a cheesy bean and rice burrito. Now, right off the bat, because I actually get Taco Bell quite a lot, not on DoorDash, but actually at the restaurant, I know that these prices are inflated. The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco, I believe, is $3 or like $3.25. So that's about $1 increase there. And then you don't have to pay for the sauce packet. And then the cheesy double beef burrito, I believe is $2.50 or $2.76 or something like that. So that's another $1 increase. And then the cheesy bean and rice burrito, I believe is $1.50 in most places. So that's another like 44-cent upcharge there. But we've already known this. We know that DoorDash increases the price of the items when you order through the app. And they do that, I believe, so that they can pocket the difference. It's kind of like a little under the table thing they have going on with the restaurants, because I don't know how many people are actually aware of this who just order DoorDash on the regular and don't really pay attention to any DoorDash news or anything like that. I don't know how many normal customers are aware that they upcharge the food about 25 to 35%. So then you go down to the subtotal is $9.90 when normally it would be about $7.40 without the upcharge. But, you know, it is what it is. You're ordering through the app. Now, we have the delivery fee, which is $1.99 down from $3.99. And when you click on that little eye icon, it opens up this little tab that says delivery fee varies for each restaurant based on your location and other factors. This order is eligible for promotional delivery fees. So I believe because this restaurant is eligible, it got lowered by $2. And so I believe what that delivery fee is the base pay for the order that we get. That's why it's $2. Now you go down to the next charge, which is the fees and estimated tax. And when you click on the little I for that, it opens up this tab that says service fee is $3. This is 15%. Service fee minimum of $3. It helps operate DoorDash. So the service fee is 15% of whatever your order total is. And if your order total is low, like this one, which is $9.90, then it's automatically $3. So then the estimated tax is 84 cents, which I think is just the tax on the order. You would get that even if you just went through the drive-thru. So no problem with that. But then you have the Dasher tip, which right here, I tipped $2. It says Dasher tip is recommended based on factors including the order amount, delivery effort, and the total distance that the Dasher has to drive to pick up and deliver your order. 100% of the tip goes to your Dasher. So why do I go through all that? Well, it's because if we go through and add everything up of the extra charges that I was paying as a customer. So we have about $2.50 extra in the upcharge of food. Then we have the $1.99 delivery fee, which could have been $4 or $3.99. And then we have the service fee, which was $3. And that is a total of $7.49 extra that I'm paying without the tip and without the charge of normal food. This is essentially the price that I am paying to get the food from DoorDash. is $7.49. Now from that is how they pay their Dashers and how they run the company, right? So I get it. We as Dashers can't get all of that $7.49 extra that the customer is paying. But I do believe we should get more than what we're getting. So get this, because almost every single order, even on orders that I've seen where I've driven 11 miles or 15 miles, the base pay is still $2, which means the fact that they said this, let me pull it up again. The fact that they said that the delivery fee varies for each restaurant based on your location and other factors is basically not true. They are essentially using the delivery fee as like a cover for if a customer tips a lot. Because I guarantee you the delivery fee on a long distance order that's 11 miles is probably, I don't know, $5, $6, $7. But I guarantee you they start off paying the Dasher only a $2 base pay on that, especially if the customer tipped really well. So that right there is something that rubs drivers the wrong way, where this is infuriating because an 11-mile order still only has that $2 base pay, which is just completely wrong, in my opinion. And then we take it a step further. Out of the $7.49 extra that the customer, which was me in this case, is paying on this order, Dashers only get about 26%, sometimes less, sometimes more, of the extra costs that the customer is paying. And that doesn't include the tip. So on this order, $2 base pay is what the DoorDash driver who brought it to me got. And then they also got my $2 tip. So they only got paid $2 from DoorDash when the customer is paying $7.49 extra. Now, the reason this varies is because sometimes the driver actually gets a lot less, because if the delivery fee was a lot more because this was a long distance order, then it would be even higher and the driver would still most likely only get $2. That's why we see these terrible orders out there. $4 for 8 miles, $5 for 12 miles, things like that. It's because the delivery fee is going up that the customer has to pay, but the driver is still only getting that $2 base pay. So it's really sketchy. But on average, the driver only gets about 25 to 26% of what the customer is paying in extra fees. Now, this is way lower than almost any other platform. It's lower than Instacart. It's lower than Lyft. It's lower than Uber. I believe with Lyft and Uber, you have to at least get paid 70% of the total that the ride costs the customer. But unfortunately, they kind of screw with it, and I think they incorporate tips as well. So if the rider does tip you, then you don't get any bonus pay at the end of the week. So it's kind of weird how rideshare does it, but you do get 70% of the total the customer is paying for the ride, which I do like. And so if DoorDash just implemented something similar to this, where if we just got 60% of the extra fees the customer is paying, then it would increase this order to a $5.10 base pay, bringing the overall total to $7.10, which I think is a way more fair structure to structure the pay. And get this, if Dashers just got 60% of whatever the customer is paying extra in fees, then that would equate to about $16,120 extra that full-time DoorDash drivers would be making. And I'm talking just working 40 hours a week. You would make an extra $16,000 a year without working any more, without putting more miles on your car. Nothing like that. Just simply by DoorDash paying us a fair wage, in a sense of we get a little bit more than half of the fees. I think that's pretty fair. We're doing all the work. We're putting the wear and tear on our cars. Like things like that, where they just need money to operate. And what's funny is they would get an even bigger tax deduction if they paid us more. So I don't know why they haven't considered this. I think it would work out for everyone because they'd be getting bigger tax write-offs while simultaneously we would be getting more money. So it seems like a win-win all around, but I don't think we'll see this anytime soon unless we really start having impactful strikes and things like that, which I just don't see coming up. But get this, if you were to make that extra $16,000 a year, that's an extra $7.75 per hour that you'd be making without doing any extra work. Now, if we increase that to 75%, where Dashers were getting 75% of whatever the customer was paying in fees, then this order would have been a $6.37 base pay, bringing the total for the order to $8.37. So way better order. And then with the 75%, the average full-time DoorDash driver working 40 hours a week would make an extra $22,724 per year. That almost doubles what the average DoorDash driver makes working 40 hours a week. So almost double the pay. And it's an increase of $10.93 per hour. So in my opinion, this would get us to where after expenses and after all the costs we accrue as DoorDash drivers, we would still be making a decent wage, probably around $15 to $20 an hour profit, which I think is very fair for a job like this. I think we should be getting paid a livable wage. I mean, just slightly more than minimum wage, I would say, is the fair pay for a DoorDash driver, but that's after all the expenses. Because right now we do basically get paid a little bit more than minimum wage, but yet we have 60% of our wage that goes towards expenses. So we really make less than minimum wage. I've made videos on this before. I will link one up at the top for you on how much DoorDash drivers really make if you want to check that out. But yeah, I came across this while I was in the hospital and I thought I would share it with you guys, do a deep dive on the math that I know a lot of people aren't willing to do, and actually see the numbers in front of you of just how garbage DoorDash treats its drivers. Where on Uber and Lyft, we get paid a little bit better, 70% of what the customer is paying. But on DoorDash, we only get about a fourth of whatever the customer is paying in extra fees, which is just wrong. And it seems like we need to do something about this. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but it just seems completely illegal to have this pay structure. And so that is why DoorDash drivers are so mad right now, and why we're seeing the lowest pay we've seen in years, and why we are seeing a lot of Dashers just leave the platform altogether and go to the better alternatives like rideshare or Instacart and things like that. It's just completely wrong, and hopefully something happens in the near future where we do get a little bit more of what the customer is paying. But anyways, there you guys have it. Hopefully you learned something from this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.